You grow into a understanding of the person and an understanding of life. So you will think back and be like, wow, I understood why that person did that. Even if I didn't agree with how they did it, I understood why they did that. But at the time, I didn't understand. It don't matter how you feel in the moment. Because a lot of the times we have to grow into being cooler with our parents because we don't know what we talking about when we're younger. And you find a lot of times, I was gonna say with women, but it's just period with fathers and their sons as well. You grow into a understanding of the person and an understanding of life. So you will think back and be like, wow, I understood why that person did that. Even if I didn't agree with how they did it, I understood why they did that. But at the time, I didn't understand. And I brought this up before. But for me, it was Mortal Kombat 3 on Sega Genesis. And I think Mortal Kombat 2 Mortal Kombat 2 was a big hit. So the release of Mortal Kombat 3 was a big deal. And I think it had been released. We played it. And me and my brother really, really wanted Mortal Kombat 3. And somehow, some way, my dad seen somebody playing it. And don't y'all know this man said, no, I ain't buying y'all that. Why not? Because he didn't have no problem buying this video game, so we was confused. Why not? They be hitting women on that game. I'm like, dog, it's just a character. Chun-Li nice, nigga. I'm like, no, she be hitting men, nigga. Chun-Li nice with them things. But I'm like, it's just a character. And you know what I'm saying? Video games he wasn't out in the area when his younger era, they didn't have video games like that. So it wasn't that big of a deal for him, video games. If you don't get that game, it's not that big of a deal. But the concept, as I grew older, I respect so much. You wouldn't let me get this game because you just didn't want a seed planted in my head that it was cool to hit women. You seen that, and that's what transpired in your head. And you did not want nobody else to be able to pass that down. So you wanted to make sure that, and you've had that conversation before, but you want to make sure to input that into your children. You do not hit women. So although I was disappointed and he couldn't let us get the game, as I grew older, I realized why he did what he did. And I appreciated it, and it made me grow cooler with him and have a deeper respect for him. So I'm saying that to say these times where you may be uncomfortable having these conversations about sex with your child, a lot of those instances will ring out again as they get older. A lot of times where I didn't do stuff, it wasn't because I thought I was going to get in trouble by somebody else or I thought I was going to get caught. But I thought if I was going to get caught, how disappointed my parent would be. So if I had this conversation with you, this distinct conversation about sex with you, an honest conversation too, because you got to be honest. You got to be honest. You got to I tell my kids, sex does feel good. Honestly, sex does feel good. But it don't feel that good to spend all your money, to not have no money. It don't feel that good to not have no time. It don't feel that good to be beefing with somebody because y'all wasn't in love. Y'all know nothing about nothing. And you ain't know nothing about their family. They know nothing about your family. So now it's beef between y'all and the kids. So now it's going down to the kid. And don't nothing feel good about that. So sex feel good, but it don't feel that good. It don't feel good. It don't feel good enough to give up all your rights or to give up some of your rights. And when you become a parent, you're not giving up some of your rights, but you choosing to neglect them for the betterment of that household. So I'm saying that to say, be honest with your kids. And that's another thing. We all know the church, the pastor daughter is the one who's going to give it up the fastest and the most. Because a lot of times in the black churches, because I can't speak to white churches, but a lot of times in the black churches, it used to be condemned for doing this. You bet not. Condemn. Meanwhile, some of the congregation, not all of them, not half of them, but some of the congregation is getting down with each other. Getting down, or just freaks, whatever the case may be. So that's why you got to be honest, because the pastor daughter, them preachers' kids, they gon' you already know. They invented, never mind. But yeah, if you just talk down on them, same thing with drugs. If you just talk if you do drugs or have done drugs, you better let them know that you have done it. You better let them know, because a lot of the times, if you don't let somebody know that you've been in that situation, they don't want to take advice from you in that situation. I'm not going to take advice about women from a guy who don't have the ability to get a lot of women. Say what you want about a male hoe or whatever. He know a little bit. He may use it for evil, but he done been around the block or two. And same thing as a female. I don't even want to hear your opinion about cheating, about none of that. If you ain't never cheated, you ain't never been cheated on, you ain't never fucked around, baby girl. What you say? Old girl with the 3 kids. Word. Or old girl who, yeah. It's gonna happen. These things are gonna cross your child's path. So don't act like they're not gonna happen, and don't also sugarcoat shit. If you don't tell them the truth, somebody else will. And that's honesty. And we're gonna move on to the quote of the day, man.
Word, always keep that a buck. And if a nigga test your bloodline, stand for yours. The only thing that matters in this world, who wanted more luck. Never not believed in me, that's just how I'm cut. Be a man about your word, always keep that a buck. And if a nigga test your bloodline, stand for yours. The only thing that matters in this world, who wants it more